Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop, where I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we're gonna be talking about last night's action, the monumental, the mammoth scores that we saw across the MLB. We're gonna also look ahead to tomorrow's all-day 8 game slate. Yo, it was nuts. The scoring we saw today, it was crazy. Let's take a quick look. Let's take a look. It was crazy. This was actually like what got it started.
How about that? Deep right center field, grand slam for Eric Hosmer.
Can we get that again? Can we get that again? This is what happened. Like this is the night. Okay? This is what happened.
How about that? Deep right center field, grand slam for Eric Hosmer.
That's what did it, bro. Yo. Once that happened, the night went ham. Yo, once that happened, the night went nuts. We saw superlative, excellent performances from so many teams, man, and not the usual suspects. Yo, tonight was crazy. Tonight was crazy. Yo. The Marlins put up 22 runs. We saw 16, and I'm gonna tell you, my favorite stacks today. I liked Cleveland. When Texas was my number one, I was gushing over Texas. I was like, oh my God, Texas. I gotta get some Texas. I was gushing over Texas, and they end up scoring 10 runs. My second one was Cleveland. I love Cleveland. Oh, give me some Cleveland. Give me Cleveland. Cleveland. They go out and they score 10 runs. Okay. I liked Philadelphia. They put up 9 runs. I liked who else I like? It was a few stacks that I did like, and they all were decent. They put up solid run totals, but yo, all of that paled in comparison to what we saw from the Kansas City Royals and from the Miami Marlins. I'm talking about Miami is probably still scoring right now. 22 runs is what they put up. It was crazy. Saw 10 from St. Louis. Tonight was just a very high-scoring night all across the board, man. We saw a ton of great scoring on tonight. And hey, you win some, you lose some. Actually, I didn't do very bad at night at all. Actually, I didn't do bad. Didn't make anything, but I didn't lose much. I lost like $6 of a $48 buy-in. So I mean, I lost some. I didn't win, which sucks. But yo, it was crazy. It was crazy, bro. It was scoring out of this world today. Even in the early games, man, the Yankees put up 9 runs. We were on them in the early. We also were on Arizona. They put up 10 runs. JD Martinez hit a couple jacks today. So yo, it was crazy. If you had Miami stacked at all, you cashed. Miami, Kansas City were just the teams, and I remember being on talking about Miami in the line drive, saying that there was just a couple of guys from that I could play. And the guys that I liked the most were, I believe, Stanton and Yelich. Those are the guys that I liked the most. And just did not have enough of them in my lineups to really make a big difference. Because the guys that played them stacked them. Like, I don't think, you didn't see too many Stanton, Yelich one-offs or Ozuna one-offs. If you played them, you stacked them. And if you stacked them, you got to the money. Awesome showing for a lot of folks, man. Then you had Kansas City, of course. Same story with them, man. I had a lot of the catcher one-offs, and I did have some Lorenzo Cain, but no Hosmer. And Hosmer went out 49 points. It's crazy. It's nuts, bro. It's nuts. So, like I said, we do have an 8-game all-day joint. We're going to go check over on DraftKings, see exactly how it's going to shape out. Of course, we've got 3 games in the early at 12:05. Then we got that 5-game main slate at 7:05. First pitch is going to be going out. So, take it or leave it, man. It could be a day off for you if you like. There's no real big, huge slate to really walk into. The 8-game all day is probably going to suck with a bunch of low payout, small buy-in tournaments, or it's going to have those $5,300 tournaments that we can't afford to get in. So the early is probably going to be where it's at, the early or the 5 game. We're gonna go through it and break them down all on an all-day standpoint. We're gonna go team by team. Kind of how about the Jimmy Nelson play? We know how bad the Washington the Washington offense has been against right-handers at home. We know that, especially for the first few innings. We know what time it is. And Jimmy Nelson goes out and is pitching a freaking gem. He pitched so well that he got Bryce Harper to go nuts and like get tossed out of the game. And then as soon as that happens, they pull Jimmy out. He walks a batter. They pull him out, and then they rip off 8 runs to win the game. The Nationals do. Jimmy Nelson was a great play in this game. I like Gio Gonzalez as well. My pitching was on point. That's kind of what saved me. I was good on pitching. I like Gio Gonzalez, my #1 pitcher on the night. I did have some Nola. I did like I kind of rode with the chalk on Carmart, which didn't kill you. 18 DraftKings points for him, so it was decent. Even Estrada didn't kill you with 11 points. So it was a really solid slate, man. Very fun to get with, and probably the best thing about it was, I didn't go all in. I didn't go all in like I normally do. Just wasn't completely in love with the entirety of the slate. So let's go ahead, man. We're gonna chop it up, man. First game we got is the Milwaukee Brewers and the Washington Nationals. You got Michael Blazek at 4K, Max Scherzer at 13.8. Let's go ahead and check over on DraftKings just to be sure that these are, in fact, the games we're going to be seeing. Yep, Scherzer is on there. Cool. All right. Don't know much about the Michael Blazek dude, but I do know that the Nationals suck on the road. At home against right-handed pitching. I do not think you're going to want to play Blazek at all. I don't think you're going to want to play Blazek. This is not Jimmy Nelson. This is not Zach Davies from the other night. I don't think you're going to want to play Blazek in this spot. So definitely going to want to take a look at some of the Nats guys, the Nats lefties. And I'm seeing Trey Turner. Is he supposed to be trying to make a return? X-ray shows healing, but he hasn't been cleared to partake in baseball activities yet. Okay, he's not ready yet. I was just making sure. We're waiting on that. So definitely you want to get some of the lefties here. Max Scherzer got hit up in his last start, 13.8K. He only scored 13 against Arizona in Arizona. I think he definitely can bounce back in the spot. And from an all-day standpoint, of course, he's playable. If you're going to just play in a 3-game joint, of course, he's even more playable. But if you wanted to really be contrarian, you would play some of the lefty bats against Max Scherzer. I think I'm going to go both ways. I'm going to have a small amount of lineups in tomorrow. So I'm going to play a little bit. I'm going to play a little Max Scherzer, a little bit of the Milwaukee Stacks, because he's a guy that can get hit. ACP, what's up, big homie? He's a guy that can get hit. So that's where I would be looking. But Max Scherzer is most certainly in play. And if you want to play the 3-game joint, if you're playing a 3-game early and you want to play a guy like Michael Blazek just because of how bad we know the Nats have been at home against right-handed pitching, be my guest. Be my guest. If I had done that the last two days, I'd have been swimming in the cash. Really. Next game we got is the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Cleveland Indians. Let's go ahead and check on this one, man. Go ahead and check on this one. Trevor Bauer, JC Ramirez. Bauer 7.7, throwing that weak, lazy curveball. Definitely think that that can be hit out the park by a couple of the Angels bats. We know they don't strike out a lot, so I would not love to play Trevor Bauer at 7.7 in the spot. JC Ramirez is kind of interesting. 5.9 is going to be the price for him. 22.7 in his last game against the Boston Red Sox, a team that doesn't strike out a ton. And now you have him against Cleveland, a team that is fairly free swinging and can strike out a lot. So I'm definitely going to take a look at JC Ramirez in some spots, but in also to hedge against him, I'm definitely going to be taking a look at some of the Indians' bats because they are very, very hot right now. One of the hottest batting orders in the league, actually. Next game we got is the Oakland Athletics and the Toronto Blue Jays. Sean Manaea, 6.7. Marcus Stroman, 11.5. Yo, I think Stroman had the blisters. I think Stroman is the one that had the blisters. So I don't think I want to play Stroman, man. 23 in his last start against Cleveland, 20 against Boston, 24.35 against Houston. And at some point, man, the Oakland A's have got to play better on the road against right-handed pitching, bro. What the heck is going on here? I do love the fact that we're going to be getting a lot of lefty-righty matchups in terms of Sean Manaea going against those Toronto bats. And they are on the verge, bro. We're in the Rogers Center. Very good place for hitters. Yeah, the A's are just so cheap against Stroman. I think I want to take a shot at these guys. If I'm playing Scherzer, my Scherzer lineups are probably going to have some A's exposure to it. Probably gonna have some A's exposure. So that's what I'm gonna be looking at that one. Sean Manaea 6.7. Don't really love him. I would rather go some of the Toronto Blue Jays area uh, in that respect. That's where I would go. So now we're gonna be jumping into. It's still a part of the all day, but this is the 5-game main slate, and I am gonna do a line drive at 5, just so I'll probably do a line drive at 5, just to be a little bit more clearer and concrete on this one. And I love the fact that you've got Chris Archer, CC Sabathia, 11.1 for Chris Archer, 7.7 for CC Sabathia, going to the Yankee Stadium. We're here in the Bronx, man. 65% humidity, 8-mile-per-hour wind going out toward the short porch. 81 degrees is going to be the temperature with a 5% chance of light rain. Game should be good to go. Archer 11.1 did earn my respect the last time out, 32.75 against the Texas Rangers. But the Yankees have been batting well lately. We know if we get if we get the homie back from that day of rest that he had, it would be awesome. It would be great. Christian Barber says Nola and Gio was fire for me tonight. Great night, even without Miami or Kansas City bats. That's what I'm talking about, homie. Chris Archer, yes. I was just about to break into that. Look, ACP knows me, like many of you do. I was just about to break into that. Every day, I talk to you all about the pivot pitcher, the guy that I think is in such a good spot that I understand why you would want to play him. Shit, I might have some of them myself. But on the flip side, that's the chalk that we want to attack sometime. That's the chalk that we want to attack sometime. So, and like last night, it was Carmark. I was telling people, yo, Carmark's gonna be so high owned. He came up being 37% owned. It wasn't enough, in my opinion, to just fade him. Let's say you didn't play Carmark, but you had some Nolan Arenado. Good. You were good. You were good. You had some power. You were good. Right? And I think Chris Archer is that pitcher today. Chris Archer is the guy, 11.1, going to be so high owned that I think, and we got to look at this a little bit closer, Andrew, because people rarely play pitchers against the Yankees. People are scared of the Yankees for some reason. I think maybe because they're so popular and they have been, good at certain points during the season. But I don't think Archer is going to get like top flight ownership against the Yankees. I think Archer. I think both of these teams can kind of cancel each other out, kind of the way Nola and Houston did. You didn't see a ton of ownership on Houston, but you also didn't see a ton of ownership on Nola. It's because people that really like Nola were scared to play him against Houston, and people that like Houston were kind of scared to play him against Nola. And I think that's what happens in this game, where people. Chris Archer is great, really good pitcher, good young pitcher, and the Yankees do strike out a lot at home. But people are not going to want to test the Yankees with him, especially coming off of a good game against the Cincinnati Reds. Then on the other hand, people love to play the Yankees. They, oh man, they always stack Yanks, stack Yanks, stack Yanks. But when you look at Chris Archer and how good he can be and how good he has been against the Yankees, they're not going to want to play him. So I think I want to have a dog on both sides of this. I'm going to have some Archer. I'm going to have some Yankee stacks, since other people will not want to do it. They're going to leave this one alone a lot. I guarantee it. Then you got CC Sabathia at 7.7. He's been decent in his last 2 starts. 18.45 against Seattle, 19.3 against Boston. Man, I just joined. What do you think about this Miami thrashing? Where were they on your list? They were one of the top teams away versus right-hand pitching, but they went under-owned because of going against Darvish. And see, look. Here they are. There are the Marlins right there. The Miami Marlins. 170 ISO, 296 WOBA, 21.9% K rate, going against Darvish. They were on my radar. They were so on my radar, bro. They were on my radar. I just could not pull the trigger, man. When I got to the actual build of the roster, the only guys I liked was Yelich and Stanton. And most other people that played Miami, they stacked them. They stacked them. And they got off because everybody in Miami went nuts. And see, this is what MLB DFS is about, bro. This is what it's about. It's about finding the low-owned stack that goes off. That's all it's about. A lot of people say, "Oh man, you don't have to stack 2, 3, 4, 5 deep." Yeah, if you want to win the money, you kind of do. It's the only way to really get to it. And that's why you saw cats like Papa Gates have a Miami stack, because guess what he does? He max enters and he puts a stack of every team in there and kind of see what happens. That's why I like single entry. You saw virtually no ownership in single entry of Miami and of Kansas City, right? Exactly. Only the 150 max enter top guys went deeper. Exactly. So, and that's why we were still able to cash. If you didn't play Kansas City, if you didn't play Miami, you're still able to cash. And you're gonna have those nights at some point when you hit on that stat, right? Lawrence Johnson won $75 in a $1 single entry. Exactly. Exactly. So we're gonna have those nights. We're gonna have those nights, and it's all good, man. So looking at Sabathia again, good in his last two starts, not so good against Toronto, negative 3.6. Also, Lawrence Johnson said he won $75 stack in the Marlins. You know what I mean? And that line in a $4 buy-in would have went nutty, probably would have went straight nutty. So we got looking at Chris Archer. His last start, 32.75 against Texas, 21 against the Angels, 19, 20, 12, 9.5. So the dude can get hit. That's why I'm going to have some exposure to the Yankee side of this. But what I want you to look at, man, I want you to look at CeCe Sabathia going against the right-handed power for the Tampa Bay Rays here. Guys like Souza Jr. is a guy I'm going to like. Corey Dickerson is a decent lefty guy. Evan Longoria, those are the guys I'm going to be liking the most. And I will be attacking CeCe Sabathia, okay? Next game we've got is the Cincinnati Reds and the Miami Marlins. We're going back to Marlins Park here. 0% chance of rain, of course, in the dome, 89 degrees. The dew point at 75 is a very high dew point. The ball can get up out of there for that. You got Robert Stevenson, 4.6. Chris O'Grady at 5.7. Game stack. You can play any bet you want in this spot. I'm going to take my shots, of course, with some of the righty power. Hopefully, I get Zach Kozart back. Love him in this spot. I'm going to be playing some Eugenio Suarez, some Peraza here if we get him in there. This is going to be a good one. Of course, Votto, lefty-righty, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. On the other side, on the other, Jason J. Gunn says Souza hits all his home runs against righties. Souza hits all his home runs against righties. Great spot here. Wish it was a different park. I can dig it. I can dig it. Yeah. See, if this game was in Great American Park, that would be nice. But Marlins Park is a little bit more favorable to pitchers. But Chris O'Grady and Robert Stevenson, not guys that I want to play at all. I'm going to take my shots with the bats here. Love the fact that we get some good lefty-righty matchups against Robert Stevenson. You talk about D. Gordon, Yelich, all the guys who went ham last night. So definitely want to take some shots here with some Miami bats. In this game, we got is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the St. Louis Cardinals. This is a 23% chance of light rain as of now. 8-mile-per-hour wind going out towards center field. This is Busch Stadium, man. A very tough spot for hitters. Really great for pitching here. You've got Zach Galli, 8.4. Luke Weaver at 6.4. But the rain does kind of dull what pitchers can do here. 85 degrees, 73 dew point. I'm gonna definitely like the bats in the spot against Luke Weaver, man. The righty, you can give me all the left-handed power. You guys like Jake Lamb, he's due. He's a library book, bro. Turn him in. He's gonna hit a jack tomorrow. In my opinion, he's going to. He's got to. You got Goldie, of course, Peralta, who should be back in the fold. Blanco, who did start today for Peralta. Pollock should be there. So this is going to be a good one again for the Diamondbacks, man. I think they're going to hit a stride and really start stroking it. So on the other side, Zach Galli. I kind of like Galli in this spot, but without the rain, I would like him more. Be looking over. They've been pretty hot, too. You look at Matt Carpenter, Jet Jorko, really good righty-righty matchup. Tommy Pham has been decent. Yo, how about the kid? What's his DeJong? DeJong has been good lately. Jong has been really good lately, and hopefully he's in the rotation too. So next game we got is the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox. John Lester, 11.9. Mike Pelfrey, 4.9. I like Lester in this spot. He had been struggling lately, man. negative 11.9. That's 7.2. 21, 18. But then he jumped back and got on track with a couple of really nice games. 35.6 against St. Louis over the weekend, and then 27.35. Okay, the game will be chalk. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You're talking about the previous game. Most certainly. Most certainly. You're talking about Arizona St. Louis. Most definitely. Most definitely. Mike Pelfrey, 4.9. Don't really want to fuck with him. Now, in my opinion, I would more or less call John Lester the pivot pitcher, because I think he's going to garner a lot of ownership. I think people are going to want to play John Lester against the hapless Chicago White Sox. I think people are going to want to play him, and I think that, you know, if you don't, you're talking about the Cubbies game, yeah. If you don't play John Lester, if you have a lineup without John Lester, I think you should get exposure to some of the Chicago White Sox. Lester is going to be my pivot pitcher. Stack Chicago White Sox against the chalk Lester, maybe. Yes, I agree with that. Jay Guns, we on the same page. Stack the Chicago White Sox against John Lester. Yo, I want to show the homie. Let me show you something, man. This is a kid that I like a lot that plays for the White Sox. This dude is a man. I like what I saw from this kid today, and I want to show it to you if I can find it, man. I mean, just the swing. The swing was beautiful. It's beautiful. The way he swings the bat is beautiful, man. And I want you to take a look at it and tell me what you think. You can tell me below in the comments what you think for the White Sox. I like him, and if he's starting again, I definitely want to take a look at him. Moncada, but that's him. His swing is nutty, bro. His swing is nutty. I mean, the way he approaches the ball, man, is dope. I can't find a video. I want to find a video, but I can't. Oh well. But no, I can't find it. Should I try to search it? Best prospect in baseball. He has stolen base upside too. This is this kid, Johan Moncada, man. Dude is good. I like him. I like him. I like him a lot, man. He's gonna be a good player. He's really gonna be good in this league. Here we go. Check this out, bro. I mean,
IHOP has a fresh take on fresh fruit. Juicy oranges and plump strawberries, or bananas and berries. Picked at the height of freshness and starting at just $4.99.
While we're waiting on this,
Did we
I hope you
mention
can.
they were
I really
juicy?
hope you like to hear this.
IHOP, eat up every moment.
So go to IHOP. Check it out.
Ball hard in center field. Stretch. You can put.
That is nice.
The ball hard in center field. Stretch.
I like this. Look at the swing.
The ball hard in center field. Stretch. You can.
Yo, that dude is good, bro. That dude is good. I like that dude, man. That was center field, man. A center shot, bro. That dude is good. Moncada's the truth. He really is. So, and that's a guy who I'm gonna like if he's gonna be. I hope he's in the starting rotation tomorrow. I really do. All right, and those are guys we can play against Lester, because Lester's probably gonna be fairly chalky. We can play against him. Jay Guns. That's where I was trying to place the swing. It was kind of Griffey-esque. Because it's not as low as Bellinger's is. It's not as low as Bellinger's. Bellinger's like a golf swing almost. This shit is like he gets low with it. He dips low with it, but he still keeps a level, the level swing on his bat. You know what I mean? And it's something to watch. Kind of Griffey-esque. I like that. Good one. Next game we got, and the last game on the 8-game slate is 9-10. This is the New York Mets in another game against the San Diego Padres, man. We got Luis Perdomo, 6.3, Chris Flexen at 6.5. Let's make sure these are the correct pitchers that we have on the slate, man, because these names are getting crazy. As we get closer to the deadline, as we get closer to the trade deadline, we're gonna be seeing pitchers like this. Like, yo, we're approaching like the stretch where teams are ready to start making playoff runs, and they're gonna start trying to conserve pitching. They're gonna, we're gonna see trade rumors flying around. Like, you look at Sonny Gray is rumored to be traded to the Yanks. Then you got Darvish is rumored to be traded, which I don't understand how you roll out Darvish if you're trying to get some trade for him and you go out and you let him get hammered the way he did, bro. I'd have yanked his ass out real quick after the first couple of runs. But anyway, so a lot of that is going to be going on. So we're going to have to pay attention a lot because, now's where we're going to start to see teams really try. We're going to start to see teams really try. Either try to hang it up or, they killed his value tonight. They killed his value tonight, bro. Yeah, Tom Riley says 2 pitchers that's on the slate tomorrow haven't started the game all season. Nutty. So, Luis Perdomo, 6.3. We're going to take a look at him. 13.5 against San Fran. In San Fran, you would expect that. Got hammered in Colorado, negative 10.15. You would expect that. But outside of those, outside of that start, that one and the one in Arizona, and of course another one against Arizona fairly early in the season, he's been fairly decent, bro. And you go up against the Mets, a team that does strike out a lot on the road against right-handed pitching. So if you wanted to play Perdomo, I wouldn't have a problem with that. And we've also seen a resurgence of the San Diego bats here. They're actually up right now. Put up 6 runs like now, tonight. So we definitely can take a look at those guys. On the other side, Chris Flexen, he's priced at 6.5. I wonder why. Is it just because they think that the San Diego Padres are just that bad? Because this dude, I've never seen this cat before, and he's priced at 6.5. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's weird. Somebody give me some information on Chris Flexen. Tell me why this dude is priced at 6.5, and I've never seen him play before. Is it just because he's playing the San Diego Padres? Matter of fact, let's look. Let's go check him out. Go check out Chris Flexen. All right. All right, Chris Flexen, born 1994, 23-year-old guy, drafted 2012 in the June amateur draft, the 14th round, 12th pick. New York Mets. Flexen will be called up from AA Binghamton and start Thursday's game against the Padres. Really nothing on him, really. Mets AA. Okay. He wasn't even playing AAA. AA was the highest he got, 2017. 6 wins, 1 loss, 1.66 ERA, 7 games, 2 complete games. That's pretty decent. Okay, 1 shutout. 48 innings pitched. Not great. Not great. He's 6-1 with a 1.66 ERA at Binghamton. Yeah. So maybe if you're looking for it, but 6.5, that's too much. That's too much. So this is a good, if you needed a day to regroup and hang, kind of throw a couple lineups in and just sit back, this would be a really nice day to do so because not too much in the way of pitching. You already know Scherzer is here at 3.8. I'm probably going to make a lineup and have Michael Blazek in it just because of how bad the Nats have been at home against right-handed pitching. J.C. Ramirez is a guy that I would look to before Trevor Bauer, pretty much to be contrarian, even though I do like some of the Indian bats. Oakland and Toronto, Stroman, he has the blisters. I don't want to fuck with him. Mania could be a guy that might be in play, but I like some of the Toronto guys even more than that, so I will be going there. So my only pitching for the early is going to be Scherzer, Blazek, maybe some Ramirez or Bauer. That's it. I'm not going to take a pitcher. either one in this Sean Manaea or Marcus Stroman here. That's tough. I'm not. In the late games, what I'm thinking about so far, I'm going to have some Chris Archer. Cincinnati, no Stevenson, no O'Grady for me. In Arizona, Golly is a guy that I'm going to be looking at against the Cardinals here. No Luke Weaver at all. I'm going to have some John Lester, no Mike Pelfrey, and I will give Luis Perdomo a look at 6.3 against the New York Mets. So, this has been your DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem, letting you know if you're on FanDuel, keep it 250. If you're on DraftKings, keep it 200. You're rocking with the best, so you're always, always, always keep it at 300. Peace.